This chart isn't breaking, it's breathing before the next move, and the macro backdrop tells us why the big money isn't panicking. The Bank of Japan just did a massive favor for the IMF. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Good morning, XRP Army. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. But if it's your second time, you know it's time for payment. You need to hit subscribe, smash the like button, and leave a comment. Let me know you are here. I appreciate every single one of you. And without further ado, I will not waste any of your time. Let's go ahead and hop into the chart so you can see what I am talking about. What am I running my mouth about today? Last night we fell through our 248 support and we came back down and tapped 240. Yeah, 239.6. So we tapped 240 again. This is our current resistance level. We need to reclaim 248. It's not going to be a breakout, guys, until we get above 270. We have to clear 270 with volume. We have not cleared this since the liquidity spike back on October 10th. So once we clear this and flip resistance, this is what you need to look for. Other than that, we're going to keep bouncing in this area. 260 is going to be our, actually 270 is up here. I don't know, I was pointing at this. 260 is going to be our next line of resistance. Well, actually 250 will be our next line of resistance, this 248 area. But what we're looking at for a confirmed breakout is volume above 270. Until we see that, guys, more than likely we're just going to bounce and keep chopping. But with Ripple swell this week and everything going on, we are expecting some big news that could push us over the top. And I want to talk about what the Bank of Japan just did as well. So again, not much moving on the chart. We are still consolidating, waiting for news this week, waiting for the government to open this week, all of the things that we are hoping to happen. Again, not financial advice. But Bank of Japan, in my opinion, just wrote a massive favor off to the IMF. So I don't know if you remember, but previously I said that the IMF basically warned Bank of Japan to take it easy because they were concerned about the reverse carry trade unwinding. So the Bank of Japan locks in near-term rate hike. Yen may sway the timing. So they did not hike this month like they were originally talking about. They kept it at 0.5 basis points. So they have no change. But it says the Bank of Japan's cautious governor has dropped unusual hawkish hints that an interest rate hike in December or January next year, with the timing likely swayed not just by wage momentum, but by moves in the yen. So the yen is getting cheaper. The dollar is getting stronger. There's been reports of that. That's why gold's starting to go down. So the dollar is getting stronger. The yen is getting cheaper. And we just had a rate cut, and we are looking at having another rate cut in December. So we're talking about cutting in December, and Japan's basically saying they're going to hike either in December or January, and the rest of the world needs to figure their crap out. The central bank kept interest rates at 0.5% on Thursday as expected. The Governor Governor Ueda said the likelihood of a baseline scenario materializing has heightened. Language he had used in the past to signal a rate hike was imminent. While warning of lingering global uncertainties, the board revised up this year's growth forecast and made a few tweaks to its sanguine view of Japan's recovery prospects in a quarter report released after the meeting, as was the case before Bank of Japan's previous rate hike in January. Ueda also elaborated on the triggers for action with an emphasis on the initial momentum of next year's negotiations. Ueda remarks contain many signals that, barring major shocks in the U.S. economy or markets, the probability of a near-term rate hike is rising. Chief Japan economist Morgan Stanley. So basically what's happening is, and I can, there's a good video on it. I'm not going to play the video on it. I pulled it up over here. But basically what it's talking about is, I've broken this down before, but I'll make it really simple. So Japan, for the longest time, had a crummy economy. And they had 0% interest rates on their loans, essentially, for big companies. So they could go to Japan and borrow billions and billions of dollars for free, 0 interest. And then they would turn around and deploy that money in the U.S. stock market or other areas and earn interest on it for free, because they're taking free money and making money on it. Well, now the Japan's yen is weakening and the U.S. dollar is rising. So now those loans are becoming more expensive than other loans that they could get, and they have to pay them back, right? So how do they pay it back? They have to liquidate everything they invested in. So mainly this is going to impact your risk on assets. So it's something to look forward to. But when this thing starts to unwind, it requires a ton of liquidity for them to move everything from, from the US dollar, whatever they had it transacted in, wherever they had it deployed in, they have to switch it from that. So we'll say US dollar. So they had the US stock market. They have to sell it. They have to switch it from the US dollar to yen and give it back to Japan. Who is an expert at doing that, guys? Think about it. Who is an expert at that liquidity bridge for those specific types of things? XRP. That's going to be a huge factor in this. And it looks like it's going to happen in December. Could tack on to our November. I thought this may play out in November because they've been talking about hiking rates forever, but it didn't. So the chart is still coiling, sitting at 241.5. So our chart is still coiling. The reverse carry trade is unwinding. Looks like they are going to officially hike in December or January for sure. And our government is already calling for cuts in December again. But yeah, this is a big week. We have Japan talking about hiking rates that could potentially unwind the reverse carry trade. We had Trump running his mouth on 60 Minutes last night. I don't know if any of you guys caught that. Nothing really super crypto related. There was a little bit of talk about the government shutdown, but it was a whole lot of him avoiding questions. So if you guys caught that, I would have reported on it if I thought there was anything important there. So it's looking like it's going to play out this week, and we will wait and see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.